Hey, cats and kittens. This is Peri Lyons, P-E-R-I-L-Y-O-N-S, New York City celebrity psychic. I'm really glad to see you here. And before we do the fabulous tarot weather, I want to talk a little about something I've been seeing in my practice and then recently in my personal life, it's this thing about a narcissistic partner. And, I'm smart. I've done a lot of stuff, but some stuff I'm good about. And I thought I knew at this age all the signs and all the markers. And I've been talking to a lot of my friends, male and female, who've been going through something similar. Let me start from the top. Here's the thing. This culture right now promotes a huge amount of sort of narcissism. And narcissism is not what people think is like, oh, they really love themselves. No, it's the exact opposite. And the story of Narcissus, it's a Greek myth about a young man who is so beautiful and that he'd never seen himself because they didn't have many mirrors in ancient Greece. So one day he was passing by a little still lake, and he looked into it, and he saw his own reflection, and it was so beautiful that he was transfixed, and he could never move from that spot or didn't want to, because he just kept looking at the reflection and saying to the reflection, "Oh, you lovely creature, who are you? Who are you?" And there's this nymph. There's always a nymph, right? There was this nymph who followed him because she was in love with him. And back then they didn't call it stalking. Nymphing. I don't know what they called it. But her name was Echo. And there was a spell put on them by a passing goddess. Passing goddesses do that sort of thing. So for the rest of time, Narcissus was gazing into this little mirror lake, right? And at his own reflection, couldn't look away. And all he could say is, "Who are you?" And Echo would say, "Who are you?" He'd say, "You're so beautiful." And Echo would say, "You're so beautiful." Imagine after the first 100 years or so, this got tedious, but Greek myths they're not big in sequels. So the tragedy of this, symbolism of this, is that Narcissus doesn't know who he is. So he keeps gazing at his own reflection, at what the world tells him, because he doesn't have a true sense of self. So narcissists need what's called narcissistic supply, which is not like Purina narcissism kibble. It's not like something you just go out and get them. It usually comes from, they need a partner. They don't like to be alone. And this is what they often do. They want what's called love bomb this partner. Being courted by a narcissist is so fabulous, although they usually don't pay. Narcissists will tell you that you understand them like nobody else has. They understand you. You have a special kind of beauty that he understands, which they tend to tell to women over 40, naming no names. And so that's a narcissist will love bomb, and you'll get a supply, and everything you do will be perfect, and you will walk on air. Here's the problem with walking on air. Watch an old cartoon with Wile E. Coyote on it, where he goes off the cliff, and he's walking on air for a while, and then suddenly he looks down. Boom! So there comes a moment, and hi, Amanda in Barnier. Be with me in 5 minutes, okay? So there comes a moment. Sure, nice to see you. There comes a moment with narcissists where they get used to you being like that poor nymph Echo, where you're trying to always make them happy by complimenting them or by encouraging them, and then they get bored. And what happens is they've sort of squeezed up that supply. it's kind of, and the other thing is you usually have to walk an eggshells around them, because if you don't say how great they are, if you say, hey, you know what, you're not always listening to me, like, you don't ask me, they tend to get very angry. You're so insensitive. How could you do that? So then what happens over a month or 6 years, whatever, is the narcissist starts to devalue the partner. So the stuff that used to be really attractive and amusing, so the narcissist is suddenly totally criticizing you for. Your freedom. Yeah, that's not freedom. That's just irresponsibility. Or your grace or your height. I find petite women, they're more interesting and attractive. Whatever. The thing that he's first love bombed you with, is then going to be the thing he devalues you for, especially when he thinks there's another source of narcissistic supply on the horizon, which might have more status or be younger, might even be a great job. And what he does or she does is she will just completely, you'll become a non-person. He or she will give you the silent treatment, like you're not even worth explaining things to. They'll also do something called gaslighting, which is where they just twist the truth and they tell you that something is true, and you're like, no, that's crazy. And sometimes you might even like slap them because they're like trying to provoke this response so they can say, look at you, I told you you're crazy and violent, I'm leaving. And usually when a narcissist leaves, it's like, that's it. Sometimes they won't take your clothes, they'll just vanish and you're dead to them. So I've been seeing a lot of this. I fell for it myself recently. I thought I was so smart. So just so you know, you might want to look up narcissist, and if you meet somebody who really like love bombs you, and says, I'll always be there for you, I'm going to marry you tomorrow, you're my dream woman, just step back and see what their actions say, and also see if they're interested in you after a certain point, or if they give you space to have your own emotions. Because what narcissists hate most of all is that other people have emotions, and the narcissist can't control that. So that's your public service announcement from me. I'm going to get, it's Amanda, right?
Yes, this is Amanda. Yeah, okay. I'm still on the line.
What? Nice to see you. Thanks for being so patient. And
no problem.
I hope you can hear me. My iPad bit the dust. This is sort of a little replacement. Psychics and technology. Not so much. All right, darling.
I can hear you well.
What, babe? So tell me your birthday. That's how I connect to people.
My birth date is March 23rd, 1987.
Oh, cool. Aries. We love Aries here. I'm a March baby too, but a little earlier. Okay. You're smart and well balanced, even when you don't think you are. You're shy and reserved. Yep, it's lovely. You have a nice kind of emotional elegance to you. So what can I help you with today, babe?
I was hoping for medium reading, connecting with my past son.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Did he have a K name? A K in his name? Like, not Kevin, but something with a K? Or what was his first name?
It was Cyrus. Cyrus is his first name.
Cyrus.
Cyrus.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was seeing the C as close. Oh, God. And when did he pass?
On October 23rd, 2018.
I'm so sorry. I don't want to get too much into something that might be privacy, but I'm not getting the feeling it was an illness. I get the feeling it was either either self-inflicted violence or some sort of crash. He's a little embarrassed about how he went, so he's not showing it to me.
And you might be embarrassed because, or it has to do with the fact that he did have pneumonia, but he was in the bathtub and had a seizure and passed away.
Had what? Pneumonia,
A
but what?
seizure. He was in the bathtub.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Oh, I'm so sorry. That's awful. I had my friend last year pass like that too. Was I really like him. He's okay, he's coming in. Give me a second. It's a funny thing to ask. Did he have dimples or a dimple or a slightly round face?
He had a very round little face and a bright smile.
The smile is what I was just going to say. And was he? Did he like creative things, musical theater, or anything like that? Or
he loved to dance.
He's what?
He did love to dance.
Yeah, I'm getting creativity. Do you mind if I ask, was he gay?
Pardon me?
I'm sorry, I'll speak up. Is it possible that he might have been gay?
He was just 16 and a half months old.
I'm sorry, I can't hear the end of your sentences. Say that a little louder.
Oh, sorry. He was 16 and a half months old when he passed.
Oh, God, I'm so sorry, because he wasn't. I got 16 years for me. I can't. The kid's dying is so tragic that that's hard for me to pick up. Forgive me.
No problem.
Oh, God, now I feel like such an idiot. I'm so sorry. I usually don't do medium work, but this felt important. Here's what I know about him then, because, okay, people tend to present, no matter what age they passed, they tend to present at like about 25 or 30, whether they were 90, whether they were 3 months old. So what I got was this shiny-faced, beautiful boy with these gorgeous eyes and a smile just to live for, who seemed to know that he didn't have much time here. He wasn't he was fussy at first when he had colic when he was little, but there was something about him that was a little like kind of not of this world. He was, and when you looked in his eyes, you didn't see like a baby like Gaga. You saw a person looking back. Not that babies aren't people, but you know what I mean? It's like there was a whole.
Yeah, it was a real old soul.
Is that true?
Yeah, he was like an old soul. And he had very luring eyes.
Luminous eyes.
He often drew the attention of people to him.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, that was a baby you couldn't walk down the street with because people would just like. I'm sorry. It's just oh, I can't imagine what his parents are going through. He was there as a blessing for them, which sounds crazy in light of what happened. Because of stuff I've experienced in the last 15 years, I can tell you that love is eternal, souls are eternal, personality is eternal, and people that we love stay with us. They just do. And there's some sort of almost karmic gift or blessing. He came down, he touched the earth, and he healed something in both of his parents. Either they got back together or somebody might have physically healed. I'm sorry, in his vicinity. During his time on Earth. Was that his grandmother?
His grandmother for what?
It feels like he was a very healing presence. So during his time on Earth, it feels like he was a conduit for healing energy. So people around him got either emotionally, spiritually, or physically healed. It feels to me like a female relative of his who had been quite ill actually got better for a while when he was around. Is that true? Was that his grandmother or great grandmother?
I don't know of anybody being in sickness. I am Cyrus's mom, and like his dad and I were having lots of hard times, and it was because of him that we stayed together.
Maybe that's it.
And like he was my light in the day,
yeah,
to be able to want to keep on going on in life. It's kind of funny how your little thing that you were talking about just before we got on the line there, but his dad is a narcissist.
Yeah, that's exactly. Oh, his dad is very much like the guy I was just specifically talking about. Very charming.
Yeah.
Utterly, I mean, just dead inside, and a real liar. I hope his mother is getting the help. I know she is because she's very lovable. Often narcissists attract very empathic people to them, or in my case, suckers. You can tell if you want to tell his mother this for me. You know, sorry. It feels like there's somebody on her side of the family, a generation or two before, who is female, who passed younger than she should have. Maybe an aunt or a great aunt, something like that. So he's hanging out with relatives up there. I mean, I hate to say like he's happy and he's with Jesus, but in fact, he is happy and he is in. He is with an eternally loving, protective spirit that loves and knows him personally. He just is. And oh boy, I'm terribly sorry for your loss. He's especially with his mother. He's always with his mother, but she thinks like, oh, I'm going crazy. He can't really be here. I must. Love is eternal. He's very protective of her. I mean, she loves him more than anything. And she will feel him around her left side and back of her neck. She will also see signs that he's around. I want to say birds or feathers, but anything with a star on it too, like a picture of a star.
Yeah.
And he will also move stuff mischievously. He had a stuffed toy, I think in the shape of a giraffe. If it's not a giraffe, it's a very weird looking dog that is going to move around a lot. It's going to sort of like, what's this doing here? That was just over there. He will do some small stuff, kind of mischievous little boy stuff to show her that he's there. And anytime she answers, the other thing is, whenever his mom sang to him or put on the, God, listen, radio, there were a couple of songs that he just totally dug. So any time she sings, he will be, I don't think I can do this, I'm sorry. He will be singing with her and she will feel that. And if she can, there's some pains you just don't get over, but what you can do is recognize the truth and the love that's there and open yourself up to feel it without feeling like you're going crazy. The other thing is, he had a special, like, I don't know if there's an angel picture in his room, but there was an angel that he felt kind of attached to, or people associated with him. Probably an archangel, either Raphael, Michael, or that picture of the guardian angel and the two little kids on it's like the guardian angel picture. She's behind them, the two little kids in the dark road. To me, it always looks like angels that push them off. But anytime she sees that picture, something like that, it's a very specific picture. I'll send it to you after we're done. Or shoot, I'll post it in my Facebook thing. That's a sign. There are signs that she'll start to notice. I'm sorry to go on and on. It's just.
I think that she does notice, and she has had a few different things that happen around the house that have made her feel connected to him.
Like what?
Like finding white feathers in unexpected places.
There's some birds. Yeah. Yeah.
And like light bulbs that aren't actually burnt out, they're just being twisted out a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I believe that because of him passing in the tub, like there's puddles of water that are in unexpected places.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, angel pictures of stars. It's like a cartoony star. Pictures of that guardian angel painting. And does she want to have another child? I mean, I'm not saying, oh, if she has another kid, it'd be all better. But does she want to have another child?
Not to my understanding. Cyrus did have a little brother who is just 11 months younger than him.
Yeah, wow. She's going to be okay. Her life is going to change enormously. I mean, not just because of this. In the next year or two, I think she's going to go back to school and get some sort of skill that gives her security, and she's got a big life change. And you are a terrific friend. I wish we lived closer because I think you're great. And I really do. You're an empathetic, strong, lovely, caring person. Most people, when they get on this show, they just want to know about their love life. The fact that you've used your time here to talk about something in such a caring, loving way, the world is a better place because of you. And I want you to just remember that, okay? Because next year is going to be awesome for you. But please keep in touch. You're welcome.
Absolutely. I really appreciate your time and energy.
Well, you have my full attention. You can get in touch with me on Peri Lyons on Facebook. I'm still catching up with stuff because I'm getting over pneumonia, but please do. I want to know how you're doing, and she can get in touch with me if she'd like. I'll give her free 15 minutes. All right.
Okay.
God bless. Thank you for calling. And to all, thank you. To all my cherished viewers, the people, this is kind of a sacred space, and not because of me, but because of you guys. And I'm just really grateful that you allow me to have this connection. And so go forth and have a terrific week. And remember, you're the only one of you that ever was or ever will be. And so give that gift. And don't be bad girl. But remember, your presence in other people's lives is a gift. God bless you, my dears.